Now getting into the Jets. The score was 27-21, but it was more like 27-3, frankly. I mean, the score does not dictate how poor they played last night. And me and Dom discussed on Sunday, when are we going to record this episode? And we agreed Tuesday morning to let the Jet game go by. I don't know. Sounds like a waste of our time. But again, how I came out with it with the Mets, I'm gonna just be straight up with it with the Jets now. This organization is an absolute disgrace. I don't see how they're going to fix this. I said this to Dom off air before we started the episode today. I mean, are they ever gonna make the playoffs again? Like I don't see any, like, at least the Giants have some sort of silver lining or sliver of hope from this season. Yeah, Malik Neighbors going down's terrible. It's literally like the Jets losing Garrett Wilson. Knock on wood that doesn't happen. The Jets don't have anything. I mean, if the Jets go, 1-16, 0-17, 2-15, I mean, Justin Fields isn't going to be back next year.
No.
But there's just no bright light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I just don't know. Aaron Glenn talks about not the same old Jets. Yeah, he's right. They're a new low. They're worse. This defense is terrible. Steve Wilkes is god-awful at his job. I mean, I don't understand it. My uncle said it to me last night. Tua cannot play well against zone coverage. And what do the Jets do? They go into man coverage. I mean, are you an idiot? I don't understand. Are you not, once again, lights on, nobody's home? Play the coverage that the opposing quarterback doesn't do well in. It's not hard to understand. I mean, I just don't get it. They were going on and off, back and forth between zone and man coverage, but they were playing man too often where they got burned, and they gave up a 95-yard drive for a touchdown after Braylon Allen got the ball punched out of his arm right before he got into the end zone. From that point on, I knew this is going to be a problem. So they cut Xavier Gibson to then have, I don't know, Stevie Wonder recruit a new punt and kick returner? Who's recruiting the punt and kick returners? Who? I don't understand. You brought in Isaiah Williams to do what? Call a fair catch at the 2-yard line? I mean, the guy fumbled it to start the second half. You were only down 10-3. Could have been a huge momentum swing. Nick Folk made a 58-yard field goal, and then you get the return for the start of the second half, and you fumble the ball. I mean, if we're going to talk about accountability, I guess Isaiah Williams should be cut. If we're going to hold everyone accountable, I screamed it. Why isn't Isaiah Davis the punt and kick returner? He's good at it. Put him there. I mean, for the love of God, I don't care. Treat him like they did with the retired Chicago Bears punt and kick returner. What was his name, Dom? I can't believe. Yeah, Devin Hester. I mean, treat him like Devin Hester. I don't care. Put him there. But Isaiah Williams? I mean, who the hell is looking to recruit these punt and kick returners? It's a terrible job. He made those 2 mistakes that definitely helped the Jets lose, so I guess cut him or bench him, do whatever the hell you have to do. Offensively, there was no rhythm, no scheme, no game plan. Justin Fields did go 20 for 27 passing for 226 yards. At one point, dude, he threw like 5 passes, and it was like going into the second half. And I was like, this is insane. Threw 1 touchdown, but it was towards the end of the game. The Jets are just all about pat statting at this point. No interceptions, 2 sacks for 19 yards. I mean, not bad, but, this was all stat padding towards the end of the game. Breece Hall needs to be on the field for everything. If he's not rushing, he's got to be a receiver. If he's not receiving, he's got to be rushing the ball. Because if you're going to treat Breece Hall as a top 10 running back in the league, he can't be sitting on the sideline when you're in the red zone. Why is he on the sideline unless he's hurt? If he's hurt, okay. If he's not, he's got to be on the field. He's Breece Hall. I mean, dude, the guy doesn't have a 5th-year option to have picked up. He's a 2nd-round pick. He's a free agent after this year. You have to make a decision sooner than later, even before the season ends. Or are you going to utilize him to try to keep him here after this year? Or you just don't give a shit and you're like, whatever. He'll go wherever he goes. I'm just not understanding. I mean, Braylon Allen, obviously, I already said, fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line. Jets, once again, make a great run on their first drive, but cannot get any points out of it. Instead, the Dolphins go 95 yards down the field, and they get a touchdown on 4th and goal. And Darren Waller hasn't played since January, and he scores 2 touchdowns, Dom. If you need a get-right game, just circle the Jets on your calendar. You'll do great.
He had more touchdowns in one game than he did with his whole year with the Giants. He had 1 touchdown with the
Unreal.
Giants.
Unreal. Absolutely insane. And I'm going to touch on the Darren Waller thing again with the person who covered him. Tanner Eggstrand is not creative enough at all. There are no jet sweeps. There's no trick plays, simple slants, screen passes when there's a blitz. None of that. I don't see any of it. I mean, my town friend Matt, he lives in Miami now, works down in Miami. He went to the game. I don't know how much he spent for the nosebleed seats. It was actually a great view, but I felt bad for this kid. I was like, dude, please tell me you didn't spend a lot on this ticket. I was like, because this team looks like crap. But Tanner Eggstrand, once again, lights are on, nobody's home. I just don't know what he does during the week before Sunday's game, or even, I guess, in this case, Monday night. What do you do? I mean,
Nothing.
I heard Brandon Tierney say on WFAN this morning, do these guys practice? I mean, Dom, remember, we always ask that question about the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. I mean, do these guys practice? Do they do anything? I mean, they look lost out there. I'm not sure what they're doing. I mean, it's absolutely insane. The last thing I'm going to say about the offense, not having a second wide receiver is really creating a domino effect on the offensive line because Justin Fields gets ample amount of time to throw the ball. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 plays he's getting rushed, but it's a blitz. The offensive line can't pick up everybody. That's why tight ends and running backs also have to pick up players and block. But Justin Fields has ample amount of time to throw the ball, but Garrett Wilson is double covered. And then there's no one else on the field that can make a play. So now Justin Fields needs to now move around the pocket, make a play of his own with his own legs, which at some point, look, he's already got a concussion this year. It'll lead to another injury, inevitably. Or he gets sacked. And in this case, he got sacked and fumbled the ball for a turnover. So not having a second wide receiver to make a play is really becoming a hindrance on this offensive line. And the offensive line is the best part of this team. I can't even believe, with the recent history of the Jets roster, I can't even believe I'm actually saying that the offensive line is the best part of this team. Could you imagine that ever? Me saying that?
You guys don't have your best offensive lineman.
And we don't even, yeah, exactly. We don't even have AVT, Elijah Vera Tucker. Josh Myers has actually done pretty well filling in and then pushing Joe Tippmann off to the right guard position. But I'm going to mention his name again in a bit here. Defense now, they are just fucking terrible. I mean, this has got to be, they actually may be worse than the 2021 defense. I know recently I said this is going to be as bad as 2021. No, I think they're worse. I don't see the Jets winning a game this year, not even against the Carolina Panthers in 2 or 3 weeks because of how bad they are. I mean, again, like I said, coming into this game, Tua has historically performed worse against zone coverage than man coverage. So the Jets decide to play man coverage. Steve Wilkes is a real dumbass. Okay, it's pretty confirmed. Tony Adams can't tackle. Quinnen Williams is non-existent. Quincy Williams' replacement, Kiko Mauga, or whatever his name is, was awful. Missed tackles, had an unnecessary roughness penalty on Tua. He didn't mean to hit him, but I guess he just, didn't know that he was going to slide, but you kind of have to know that. He's a freaking quarterback with multiple concussions. Andre Sisco is not an NFL player, once again. Man looks like he won a prize at a halftime contest or at the carnival, and he was picked to play for the Jets. I mean, I don't really understand where this guy came from. You essentially, once again, I said it last week, you essentially took $10 million and burned it in front of your face. Michael Clemens is atrocious. Tyler Barron should have never been drafted. I mean, they traded up for him. He's nowhere to be found. I mean, he's terrible. He came out of my alma mater, unfortunately. Braden McGregor went undrafted for a reason. He's bad. Azarie Thomas needs to start over Brandon Stevens. I don't know what they're waiting for. Brandon Stevens made 1 play, and honestly, it should have been called for defensive pass interference. And then he started doing like a mime celebration and looked like a complete idiot. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Dude, you suck. You shouldn't be doing any celebration. Make the play and get back into the huddle. Malachi Moore needs to start over Tony Adams. Tony Adams can't tackle. Once again, I saw multiple tackles, one that actually costed the Jets a touchdown. He's terrible. Malachi Moore needs to play. Jamie Sherwood looked better in this game, but he's still getting burned on the run, and he can't cover his area at the middle linebacker position. And then lastly, Ahmad Gardner. Dom, this is turning into a lukewarm take. I mean, this hot take keeps on getting moved to a lukewarm, and then it's going to turn into a freezing cold take. I mean, it is unbelievable. He's first in the league in holding penalties and 7th in the league in pass interference penalties.
I was going to say, too, like, how many penalties were against the Jets last night?
It's insane. Oh, Dom, I'll get to how many. Don't you worry. I got it for you right here, pal. Don't worry. It's terrible. He gave up a TD to Darren Waller, the 4th and goal one. Told you I was going to tell you who covered him. It was Ahmad Gardner. He had a defensive pass interference in the game. He claims the officials are calling everything against them because the Jets are losing. Listen, I don't know what to tell you. You suck. Your team sucks. You suck. It is what it is. The officials are doing what they see. Now, did they make a bad call with the offensive pass interference on Garrett Wilson? Absolutely. Did they miss 3 calls? You saw that, Dom. It was awful. Couldn't even believe it. Did they miss 3 calls? Of course they did. One on Joe Tippmann. There's his name again. They obviously illegal use of the hands. They ripped his helmet right off. It would have basically canceled out the penalty on the holding for the Jets offensive line. So it would have canceled each other out. So they missed that call on Joe Tippmann. They missed a call on Jeremy Ruckert, a late hit towards the end of the game, and then a late hit on Justin Fields out of bounds. So don't get me wrong. They made the wrong call, and they also missed a few calls. So the officiating was not good. But am I really going to sit here every Monday or Tuesday and I'm going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, it's on the officiating? No, you're still 0-4. You still weren't going to win. Doesn't matter. You're terrible. So, yes, Ahmad Gardner's got some sort of legitimate gripe. But, dude, you still suck and the team still sucks.
Well, the thing is, I think they could have won that game if it wasn't for all those penalties.
For sure.
They were only down one possession. They were only down one possession, and there was one possession Miami had where they didn't even go down the field. It was because the Jets were causing so many penalties that's what got down the field.
But Dom, they could have won week 1. They could have won week 3. They could be 3-1 or at least 2-2, and they're 0-4. It was kind of like with Aaron Rodgers last year. The final drive, he just couldn't put it together. And they didn't win any of those games where they just needed a touchdown or some points to win the game on the final drive. Once again, Jets can't come up clutch and be a winning team. We haven't seen it in 15 years. Turnover differential this season, Dom, take a guess.
5.
Well, it's in the negatives.
-5?
Yeah, -7.
Oh.
So they don't have a turnover this season so far. Here you go, Dom. They committed 13 penalties for 101 yards in this game.
Yep, I saw that one.
Yeah. There were 14, but obviously the Miami Dolphins declined it. Here's the thing, folks. No Jermaine Johnson, no Quincy Williams, no DJ Reed anymore, no CJ Mosley anymore, no Chuck Clark anymore, none of the defensive line guys anymore, like John Franklin Myers, Al Woods. Bryce Huff wasn't there last year, but 2023, he really made a name for himself. You don't have the defensive line depth that you had before. Even Carl Lawson from time to time made a play or two. You don't have what you had before. This team is getting worse and worse by the week, and they can easily go 0-17 or 1-16 this season. And they could lose to the Bengals, the Browns, or the Panthers. They could lose to them. Why not?
Possible.
They look terrible.
It's definitely possible.
It's definitely possible. They're going to lose to the Cowboys, I think, next week, because Cowboys offense looks pretty damn good even without CeeDee Lamb. If they lose to the Cowboys and they go 0-5 next week, I think it's time to just cut whoever you need to cut and bench guys and start playing the young guys. You got nothing to lose. 0-5. I mean, already 0-4, Dom. There's, we obviously, Dom even said it for his team. I said it for mine too. But we kind of both said at the same time. We don't expect the playoffs this year for the Jets or the Giants. But we didn't expect this, though. No. I didn't expect this kind of play from the Jets. Now with Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilks and Tanner Eggstrand. Yeah, Steve Wilks maybe had lesser expectation because he was out of the league for a year last year and he's not that great, as opposed to Tanner Eggstrand being with the Lions and Aaron Glenn being with the Lions and having the years that they had. I think you should bench and cut guys and play the young guys, because the way that this is going, we're already looking at who's getting the first overall pick, and the Jets are right up there.
Yep.
So you lose to the Cowboys at home on Sunday, back it up. Start playing the young guys and start cutting and benching people. And that's all I got for you.
It's so weird because, even though a quarterback can't fix everything, at the same time they can fix most of the problems. It's so weird. Let's say you guys go number 1. It's really just all about getting the right guy. And also, even with your surrounding pieces, which it seems like you guys don't really have, especially when it comes to your defensive backs. Your defensive backs and your O-line's doing the best on the team. When it comes to position players, you don't have that. You don't have a receiver, a second receiver. I mean, you guys, I guess you guys have a tight end. I mean, not
Mason Taylor. That is the one positive. Mason Taylor did look solid last night. I will say that. He did. And I think he has to be the future tight end. You know, his dad was in attendance last night. His dad, Jason Taylor, the Hall of Fame defensive end. Mason Taylor did look solid last night. That is the one positive I can take from the game last night.
So like, even if you guys get a quarterback, you guys need so much more.
Right.
Even if it's not the number one pick, even though if it's like the guy that you guys wanted for next year, you know, you guys still have so much work to do. Like you said, what's there to lose? Play the young guys. You know, see what you have, see what who you can get rid of, who you can keep, who you can trade. You know, it's about that time now. I mean, and like your schedule is, I mean, it's not the greatest in the world, but
It's not the worst either.
yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah. It's listen, Dom, they need a wide receiver too. They need a cornerback too. They definitely need a safety, but they may even need a defensive end. We got to see how Jermaine Johnson goes with his health. But it's even the guys that are overpaid. Quinnen Williams, non-existent. I know he doesn't have much help on the inside, but you know, my uncle made a good point last night. He's like, Joe Klecko used to get triple teamed. He's like, he still made tackles. And he's right, he did. He was a monster. Sauce Gardner, Ahmad Gardner. His name honestly isn't Sauce to me at all. He's overpaid, not playing well.
Yeah.
So there's a calamity of issues and errors for this team. But it is what it is. You just gotta play the rest of the season. So that's it for the Jets. I'm done with that poverty franchise right now.